My little girl is going to found a church in Wichita Falls, Texas, and she is in phase 2 now, so she will get to leave base and go to church this morning. So she found the bus route and everything. So, okay, I had to talk about that stuff because it's all I can think about today. So thanks for putting up with me. Yeah, thanks, Pat. Let's go ahead and take prayer requests. We'll start with that. Anybody have any praise or...
I have praise.
Okay, let's hear it.
All my kids are at church today.
Woohoo! Man.
And my grown kids.
Kids and grandkids, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a beautiful thing.
Lucas,
Yes, sir.
I had a great first week coming back, starting work back up.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was happy to see me. Plus, yesterday I got a pay raise
Ooh.
from
Yeah.
from the farm rear, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is all good news. Okay, excellent. We celebrate with you, Brian. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Actually, prayed for Christine Moore.
Mm-hmm.
In the hospital down in Detroit someplace. She has cancer
Mhm.
and she needs praises
Mm-hmm.
to get well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mike?
Jim Watson, preacher at Mount Morris Church Christ, had a brain tumor, and he had it removed yesterday at U of M Hospital, and everything went good.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say one more thing.
Yep.
If I could.
You may.
It is an awesome sight to see when somebody is having that type of surgery, and the anxiety that the family would be under during that time. And it's amazing. The church always comes to the rescue. That place was a packed house yesterday. Christians showing their love and appreciation for that family. And it was an awesome sight.
There's just nothing more beautiful than your tribe coming together and just, taking care of one another. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, anybody else? Yes, sir.
I just want to praise God for getting us back here safely in one piece after being away for so long.
Welcome back.
Good stuff. Okay, well, let's take a moment and pray, and we'll get started. Our Heavenly Father, we pause for just a moment in our day to recenter, refocus ourselves on you. Father, I'm sure we have lots of things to do today. We're going here, we're going there. We've got this on our mind and that on our mind. But let's just take a deep breath now and stop and remember you. Remember you are our Creator. You are the giver of all good things. Sometimes you bring adversity into our lives. But for the majority of us sitting in this room, we are blessed far beyond what we deserve. And whether in good times or in bad times, we know that you are in control, that you are sovereign, and that you are good. Even though sometimes we experience trials, most of the time they're just to bring us back to you. And Father, we take this moment now to look to you for everything, for direction, for wisdom, for clarity, for what we're going to do with our kids or our parents or that person that's sick or this thing that we have coming. We give it all to you. And we just take this time this morning to do just that. Father, you've heard the requests that have been made, the praises that have been made this morning. We lay them at your feet and ask for healing and ask for direction. We praise you for a beautiful life with kids, grandkids, work, being back in church, what the church can do. We're just thrilled to be here, to be in your presence, and to be part of this church family. May you give us guidance, direction, and help us to be more like the church that is embodied in Jesus Christ. And that's what we want to be here in this building. Draw us closer together, help us to get work done, and may we do it so that you will be glorified and not ourselves. And we ask all of these things in the powerful name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. No, that's it. I mean, we could stop now and be done, but we got some great stuff for you this morning. The plan for the morning is so if you haven't been here yet, a couple housekeeping items. I like to start wrapping up. I have to remember that clock is not the one to look at because it's about 2 minutes slow. And somebody caught me last week. They're like, you said we were going to be done at 9:20, and we weren't done until 9:22. You're right. Thank you for that discernment and galvanizing. So today the goal is to be done and walking out the door at 20 after. So if you have a comment, it needs to be in before 15 after. Or I'm going to tell you, sorry, you got to wait till next week. And you all know me, I have the gift of gab, so I will just chit-chat all day long about this stuff. But Mark is going to handle the majority of the class today. I'm going to do a brief overview of this for those that have missed it. And then Mark's going to take the mic. It'll be a nice awkward pause for a moment while we switch the mics because it's this little ear thing kind of takes a second. So talk amongst yourselves while we do that. I like to talk about awkward pauses before they happen. So what we are talking about here is the working genius. So if you have missed a couple of weeks or if you haven't heard me talk about this yet, then we're probably not friends, which is fine. We could become friends. But this is I'm very passionate about this, as you know. I think this is something that was in nature to begin with, and the gentleman that wrote the book, his name is Patrick Lencioni. I want to give him credit. This is his model, not mine, but he gives credit to the Lord as well, and just says this is something that they stumbled on and discovered. But it is a fantastic thing for this church family and where we are right now. The timing could not be better. To learn about how work gets done, how projects get done, and the phases that they move through in order to be done well. We've all been in on those projects that you're just thinking, I don't know this is the thing we should be doing. Or this doesn't seem quite right, or this isn't working out. And probably because either one of these phases of work was undervalued or not recognized. If a project or an idea or whatever it is you're working on does not move through all 6 of these phases, and if all 6 of these are not valued, it's probably not going to be done very well. So I put the objectives back on the board because I just wanted to touch on them briefly. So, of course, we're going to talk about the 6 types of working genius, which we already have a bit. I'll review them briefly this morning. Mark is going to take us into Scripture this morning so that you can see how this all ties together. But really what we're trying to do is to show value to others, to see the value in others in a way that maybe you hadn't prior to this study. Maybe you didn't see your own value as an individual created by God. And we're going to try to shine some light on that too through this study. But that's the real meat in this study is seeing each other's differences, recognizing them as being extremely valuable, as well as giving yourself credit for who you are. Maybe you've gone through your whole life and you thought, why am I the way that I am? Maybe you thought that this morning, okay? I will tell you, I had this conversation in my van on the way to church this morning with one of the people in my family. Why am I this way, Dad? Okay, so there, I just gave it away. It was a kid. I will tell you why you're this way. You're this way because God made you this way. And he made you this way for a purpose, to glorify him in the way that you are. So I want you to be looking for yourself in this as we move through it, okay? And if we have any time today, we'll talk about where are you? Where do you see yourself on this? Do you see yourself, or are you struggling with that? And are you able to give yourself grace for who you are and not compare yourself to this guy over here or that lady over there that you'd like to be more like? That's got no place here. So if you got that this morning, just give it back to the devil where it belongs. Those comparisons are killing us. Every day those comparisons are killing us. And they're for sure going to kill us in the work we want to get done in this church family. So just get rid of that and start figuring out where you are and what you can contribute to the body, right? What member are you of the body? Are you a foot? Are you the head? Are you the mouth? Are you the ears? Every member of the body has value to that body. And that is the real thing I want you to take out of this class, is that you have value. And how can you use that to serve the Lord, to glorify him, and to get work done here in this church family? Because we got stuff to do. Ask Rigel, ask the elders. We got stuff to do, people. We got classes to be taught. We got kids to this. We've got food to pass out. We've got, name it, right? There's 100 things we've got to get done. Now, is all of it good? I don't know. Maybe not. But that's why we have discernment. That's why we have galvanizing, okay? So if it's not a good idea, let's talk about that. Let's get into it. That's where the wanderer comes in. I'm not going to go down that road because I'll talk about it forever. The wanderer comes in like, I don't know if we're doing the right thing here. Drives the tenacity people crazy. Because, no, we got work to do. But are we doing the right thing? Doesn't matter. We just got to get it done. No, we really probably shouldn't be doing that. Yes, we should. Let's get going. So it's an iterative process. We should be constantly wrestling with this stuff, but we should also be constantly affirming each other, recognizing that, oh, yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, Josh.
Is it possible, I know what you said, you have everybody is supposed to be good to, hate to, and whatever to. Is it possible, instead of pigeonholing people with that you can have all 6 of those depending on the situation?
No.
You don't think so?
Next question. I'm just kidding. That's just fun for me. But kind of no. So, and here's what I mean. What you're going to do as you try to find yourself in here, first of all, if you're having trouble figuring out which 2 are your, let me back up even further. There are 2 that give you joy, that you love to do, that feed you, that inspire you, that you can't wait to do. And when you do it, you're just like, man, I'm flowing. I'm in the zone. I'm feeling good. There are 2 that you're like, I can do them. They're okay. If it needs to get done, it needs to get done. And then there are 2 that are frustrating to you. So it's not that you can't do all 6. You for sure can. And like Tina brought up last week, there are some jobs where you have to do all 6 as a teacher. You have to do all 6. There's no choice. And sometimes in a job, you have to do the one that you're terrible at. That's just life. We can't always do what we love to do or what we're great at. But to tap into the potential, to figure out, to see where you are, where you fall in this, is really the beauty. So sort of no, but you can do all 6 of them. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody can. I'm terrible at tenacity. But sometimes at work, I have to sit down and do some T work. Now, when I do, I'm not enjoying it. I'm probably going to be grouchy that day when I get home, and I really have to be intentional about it to say, okay, I have to shut my door to my office. I have to go out and tell them, don't bother me. Don't ask me questions. You answer the phone. I have to sit down, I have to finish this project. It's going to take me about an hour, and I got to just grind away at it. So in some ways, yes. But who we are as people is going to be divided up into those groups of two. Does that make sense? Okay. Are there times that you can bounce around? Yes. So real quickly as a review, wonder, these people are very good at being contemplative. They can sit in an ambiguity for a long time and just ponder and question, and they're often wondering, are we doing the right thing? They want to look at the big picture. They want to stop and reevaluate. A good example of this I heard today was, and this is not a true story, but this is like a, what do you call it when it's not actual, I don't know. Neither of those are correct, but it's not an actual, this didn't actually happen to Walmart or Amazon. Hypothetical. This is a hypothetical. Amazon. Imagine if Walmart, the executive team was trying to solve a problem about how to get more people into Walmart, right? That's how you make more money, get more people into the store. So they think, okay, how can we make bigger parking lots so that more people can come to the store? Seems like a decent way to increase revenue. Whereas Amazon said, how can we make more money? Well, maybe we shouldn't be shopping in brick and mortar stores anymore. Maybe we should, everybody wants to shop from their phones and have it delivered. Do you see the difference? They asked the right questions, you know? So that to me is an example of wonder. That is, are we doing the right thing? Are we asking the right questions? Who's going to ask these questions? The wonderer. So that has value. And then we move into the invention phase. These folks are very creative. They're good at innovation, ideation. They're good at, they love a blank slate. They love for somebody to come in and say, I have a problem. And they're like, oh, okay, step into my office. I've got 16 ideas for you. Maybe only 2 of them are good, but that's where the discerner comes in to go, okay, that's a good idea. That's not a good idea. So you can see how these two could work really well together. And we'll talk about pairings later and how, where your pairing fits in, how that could be good, and where they match up and where they don't. So the discerner has very good instincts, can see a long ways off, can see the vision a long way down the road to say, nah, that idea is not going to work because of this or that. They can see trends. These are the people that you generally will come to for advice or counsel. They're very comfortable saying no, which makes the rest of us uncomfortable because we don't like to hear no. We want to hear yes all the time. Is that a good idea? Is that a good idea? Yes. Is that a good idea? Yes. Is that a good idea? Yeah. No, they're probably not. There's a lot of ideas that are just not good ideas because they're not going to work, or they answer the wrong question. Okay, so this really fits into church because we have often mislabeled these people as being mean, and they're not. Well, sometimes they are, but they're not at their core. It can be, the approach can be mean or harsh, and I would advise. This is all baked into love, right? It has to be, this all has to be done in a spirit of love, or it's going to come across as mean or judgmental or etc. So if you're a discerner, be kind. If you are a galvanizer, galvanize well, but recognize that you're going to make some people mad. And that's okay. These two here are somewhat disruptive. And they're not always recognized as geniuses, but man, do we need the galvanizer to come in and say, all right, let's go. Here we go. This is how we're going to get going. We need to keep going. We tend to, in church, we tend to give up on projects. We're like, what happened to that? Remember that project we were going to do? What happened to it? Well, the galvanizer keeps us chugging along, keeps us going. Stay on track. Remember that job you said you were going to do? Remember that assignment you had? How are you doing with that? Terrible? Okay, well, you should probably get back on track. Enablement. These folks are the first hands to go up. right? And I already see some people pointing at each other. When they say, okay, we need a volunteer, boom, 5 hands go up. I didn't say what we were volunteering for yet. That's okay, I'll do it. Whatever it is, I'll do it. Okay? I have a lot of this. We tend to be people pleasers. We want everybody to be happy, and we want everybody to like us. But not everybody's going to like you. That's just the reality. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. So these people are the first ones to raise their hand. They're willing to work. They're very good at encouraging. They tend to overcommit and raise their hand for too many things. But this is the human capital that is going to show up on the day that all the inventors are like, I don't want to. You want me to come and do what? No, I'm not coming to do that. I'll be at home. If you need me, call me and I'll tell you no. But the enablers are like, let's go. Okay, yeah, what, we're feeding people today? Yes, I'm in. Oh, we've got lawn work to do? Yes, I'm in. Oh, there's a project that needs, tools or whatever? I'll be there. And finally, tenacity, and then I'll kick it over to Mark. Finally, for tenacity, these people are very good at checklists, at finishing a job. They hate 90%. Oh, they hate good enough. They want it done right. And it should be done right. Okay, where are my T's at? Raise your hand if you got some T. It should be done right. We're not going to just wing it. No, we want a plan, and we're going to execute it, and then we're going to evaluate it afterwards to find out, did it work well? Okay? I'm telling you, we need these people, because without these people, we're just flying by the seat of our pants. The extroverts like me are just going to come in and go, we'll figure it out. We don't need a house. We don't need to know what our closing date is. Drive my wife crazy. My wife was a T. I absolutely make her crazy. They love checklists. They love crossing them off. That line drawing the line through it on your list. Ooh, how good is that? Completion, generally task-oriented. So I hope you can see the big picture, how this moves in a linear fashion. And it should move in a linear fashion, a project or work. Now, is there a space for coming back? Yes. There are times that a project will get all the way to here, and the people that are about to cross it off the finish line, some stupid wanderer comes in and goes, wait, have we thought about this? And they're like, no, we're almost done. What are you doing? You're ruining it. No, they're not. They're not. Let the wanderer ask the question, okay? Let the discerner come in and go, actually, okay? So if you're here, it's okay. It's going to be okay. These questions are okay. Now, you might have to say, we're past that point. We're here. We're almost done with this. So be careful. Don't just ask a question or come up with a new idea because that's your genius. Okay? Recognize that maybe we don't need your I right now. Maybe we don't need your W right now. Maybe the timing's not right. Okay? We've actually already done that work. Okay? We've already done that work. It's been discerned. The galvanizing's done. We've got the people to do it. We're just about to finish. Maybe it's not the right time for that. That's okay to say. Okay, church? Are we okay with that? Can we say that to each other? Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Mark, I'm going to let you take over. And let me find your slides here. Oh, okay. I also wanted to put this up in case anybody wanted to quickly scan it. This will take you to the main website of the Working Genius, and you can take the assessment if you'd like. If you're having trouble finding exactly what your 2, 2, and 2 are, you can scan that QR code. But if you are like the majority of people, and you can, sorry about that, you can see yourself in here. You don't need to take the assessment. It's $25. I took it, and it was very valuable to me, but for the majority of people, I don't think they need to. Remember the awkward pause? Here it is. Take a minute to get some coffee, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do.
Talking about me, that's okay. I'm here.
Sure. All right. Can you hear me okay? All right, so just to show you how different Lucas and I are, okay? So Wednesday, Lucas and I got together, and we talked about what we were going to do today. So I'm over here. I'm on the list making, right? So Wednesday, I have my little planner with me, and I go, okay, Lucas, we're going to do this and this and this and this, and the next 2 weeks, we're going to do this and this. He comes in this morning, he walks over to me, and he says, what were we going to talk about this morning? So definitely he and I have completely different personalities. So kind of the theme of this morning has been work. Lucas talked about getting work done. So we're going to go through a little mock exercise here and get some work done. So I need some volunteers, and I've talked to a few of them. So Jill, come on down. Mike and Kim, come on down. Kevin Barry, where'd you go? Kevin Barry, come on down. So I've got three little tasks to get done, and I'm going to ask them to do the tasks. And I want you to pay attention to what they're doing, and feel free to offer them encouragement, feel free to offer them advice, whatever the case may be. So just work with me here, and we'll see where this goes. So Jill, you come on over first. Jill's a cook, good cook. And one of the things that I'm sure that she can handle is making fresh orange juice. So Jill, I would like you to make some fresh orange juice. There you go. Okay, Mike and Tim. I got to take care of Mike and Kim. I'll come back to you, okay? Mike and Kim. Kim, okay? You do a fantastic job of doing decorations, okay? So every 3 years, our family gets together, the whole bunch of us. So this is our latest family photo. And since I'm going to be teaching up here for a few weeks, I would be a lot more comfortable if I had a photo up here. All right? So Kim, could you find a place maybe somewhere over here to hang the photo? And Mike, you can help her. All right? All right. Kevin. Kevin and I have a history of misadventures. I wouldn't have enough time to tell you the misadventures that Kevin and I have had. But oftentimes they involve things that you just could never believe would happen, including mechanical stuff. So Kevin, this morning I noticed loose lug nuts on the wheel of my car. It could only happen to me. I need you to fix it for me, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks. All right, back to Jill. Jill, how are we doing on the orange juice?
I think I need to go in the kitchen.
No, you don't need to go in the kitchen. Kevin, you don't have to leave. You can stay right here. You can stay right here. Yeah, you stay right here. So Jill,
Why did you ask
what?
the keys of the trunk to get out?
So you got the orange. Start squeezing.
I am squeezing.
Well, I don't see any juice coming out. Wait a minute. Wait.
Either.
Well, if you're squeezing, here, quick,
Okay.
hold that underneath. All right. All right. Go ahead. You can step over there for a second.
You have a knife that I
Well, we'll see what we got here. How are you guys doing?
I need something taller.
Yes, we need to hang it.
Yes.
And if you're going to hang it, what do you need?
Hammer and nails.
Hammer and nail. I got it. Mike, come here, buddy. Here you go. Hammer. Nail. Hang that baby up for me, will you? Now, I will warn you, Mike. Now, you don't get to leave either. No. I will warn you, if you put that nail in the wall, Kim will probably have your hide. So don't do that. Sometimes you have to watch your volunteers. They can be unpredictable. Kevin, why are you still here?
You told me not to leave.
Oh, that's right. Well, are you strong enough to tighten those lug nuts up with your hands?
I was gonna go get it out of my truck, but then I just assumed I got
No.
to my
Here we go.
My lug wrench wouldn't be in there.
I have
That's the way you and I work.
I have tools. Here you go. Here's Here's something you can use to tighten the lug nuts up on the car. All right? Okay. Jill?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Okay. It looks like you're working hard. Now that you're sitting down, I think you could use something that would give you a little more leverage maybe to get the juice out of there. Here, I've got something for you. Okay? So, for these that maybe can't see it in the back, nice juicer. And then, of course, she has to catch the juice, right? So, we got a little thing to catch
Now,
the
do
juice
you
here,
have
too.
a knife?
Well, just a minute. I got to take care of Mike and Kim. Okay? Hang on. All right. So,
We got some.
you got a hammer and a nail. That's what you asked for.
Yeah, but this is too big.
Oh, okay. Give it here. I can fix that. Here you go. Can you see him?
I don't own my glasses. Yeah,
That's smaller than what you just had.
this would bust my finger.
Why?
Oh, it's too small.
Wait a minute. You complained.
This hammer right here, unless you want to see a grown man cry.
You complained because this was too big.
Yeah.
Now you're complaining because that's too small.
Well, I can improvise.
Kevin's still here. Kevin, what's wrong with the channel locks?
I don't know if my grip is strong enough to swing that out. I need
All right.
a little more lever.
How about we go with this? Maybe that'll do the job for you, right?
Get that on the end, maybe. Get a little more lever.
All right, Jill.
Yeah.
You can actually do that. She's working really hard at this, by the way. You guys should give her a round of applause because she's going for this. So, Jill, what was it that you said you needed right from the start, and I ignored you?
A knife.
I have a knife.
Okay.
So, now that you don't have to do that. You're good.
Now I'm going to finish this.
Okay. All right. Well, by golly, you go right ahead. So, to complete your job, you needed more than just the orange, right?
Yes.
Okay. What else did you need?
The knife
What was the knife for?
to cut the orange.
Okay. And that would allow you to
Use the juicer.
use the juicer and then
You
the
would
cup
have juice
in their cup. Exactly. All right. Okay. You knew all those things from the beginning when I gave you the job, didn't you?
Well, of course.
Okay. What was wrong with me? Kevin, are you still here?
I'm getting close.
Here. Try this one.
That's a little better.
A little better?
Yeah.
It might be a little big.
Yeah. We made it work. We got duct tape in the truck.
All right. So, let me see if I can trade you out here. How about, so we don't smash your fingers, how about we give you that hand?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
better.
And
A little longer nail.
how about that nail?
There
Here,
we
I'll
go. Now
trade
we're
you for the
good.
sledge.
Here you go, buddy. That's a nice sledge, by the way.
All right. So, with your task,
Yeah,
Okay.
we're hanging it right now.
you're gonna, no, it's okay. You don't have to do that.
That's a good
I don't
looking
want-
picture.
It is a good
I don't want you to put any excess holes in the walls here, right? Okay, so again, you had a job to do. You kind of knew what you needed to do for the job. What held you up?
The equipment.
Okay, all right. Poor old Kevin over here. He's still hanging on. Kevin, come back, trade in your stuff. That'll work much better.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
All right. Now, Kevin had the right idea in the first place. Kevin didn't depend on me to hand him the tools. Kevin was headed out. He was going to go find it. He was going to find it in the back of the car or the truck or whatever.
We're going to get something done.
Get something done. Right, right. Jill is serious about making this juice, by the way.
It's in your glass.
All right. And I will. And you know what? Because I come prepared. There you go. I don't want you to, here's
Are your hands sticky now?
here's some wet wipes for your hands if they're sticky. Okay, you guys can sit down. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, there is some truth to that. Let's see. Woo. And put it back in slideshow mode. Oop. Right up there. Here we go. So I was actually going to make grapefruit juice, but believe it or not, I couldn't find any grapefruits yesterday. So those were our 3 tasks that we were going to do today. So let's talk about the tools, all right? How many of the tools that I gave the people were bad tools? Really? Wrong tools, not bad tools. Wrong tools, okay? So, recently did some work in my basement where these came in really handy. Thank you very much. By the way, I had some tomatoes on the counter this morning, and I thought, I could do tomato juice. And then I thought, no, if this goes badly, she might throw it. So, you people that are carpenters, plumbers, whatnot, what's a good thing to do with these? What are these called, first of all? Channel locks, right? What's a good thing we do with these? Gripping things. A lot of plumbing work. We were using them when we were putting copper pipe and sweating copper pipe together. We were holding on to the pieces of copper pipe with these, okay? Not a good tool for tightening up lug nuts on a car, okay? So we do sometimes grab these when we don't have anything else, and we'll tighten up a nut or something, but oftentimes it damages the nut, and it's not a very good thing to do, okay? So I'd like for you to think just for a second about tools, okay, and compare them to these talents over here, these things that we're given with. There's not necessarily bad talents, but they may not be the right talents for the job that's at hand. All right? Let's see here.
Mark,
Yes?
your
Am I losing it?
microphone is loose.
Yeah. I have to practice with these things. There we go. Maybe that's better. All right. Yep. I'll just go to a handheld mic, I think. All right. So we talked about the best tool, which one tools are bad. We just talked a little bit about their functionality. All right. You guys that were up here, did you feel some encouragement? How did the encouragement feel to you?
I didn't really feel any encouragement.
Do we like encouragement when we do something? Yeah, we do. So that's something to think about. When people are trying very hard to do something, give them some encouragement. Let them know that you appreciate what they're doing. I think it goes a long way to help them. All right. So what advice would you guys offer to get these jobs done better?
How is it?
It's excellent. Okay. Praying, have the right tools at hand. What else? I'm sorry?
Have a plan before you
Ah, okay. That was the one that I was thinking of. Have a plan before you start. Okay. So these guys that are over here, is this the right one? These guys over here that want to wing it, I'm going to remember W means wing it. Okay. So these guys over here that are going to wing it, all right, they may not have the best plan. So Lucas, who would you pick to come up with a good plan?
You.
No, not me. Which one of these types of people?
You know, I would say
I immediately, as soon as those projects started, I immediately started asking questions in my head, like, what is it we're trying to do? What tools do we need? That's a good question to ask at the very beginning. Like, what is it that we're actually trying to do? What tools do we need? And is there anybody here that could make a plan? Because I'm probably not going to come with a great plan. It's not going to be good, but is there anybody that can? There are questions to ask that might help kick that project off to start.
Okay. All right.
Mark,
Yes.
your analogy made me think of there's ways that each one of those tasks could have been done with the tools that you gave them, right? They could have put that nail right through that picture and hung it. Jill could have bit the orange and squeezed it out that way, and we could have messed the lug nuts up by trying to get them tightened. The job can still get done, but is it the most efficient way to get that job accomplished? A lot of times I feel like we have a task, and sometimes we are just so dead set at getting that task done that we don't look and see if we're using the tools correctly or our talents correctly and the right talents. That's what I
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. All right. So we got a few engineers in the room. I was going to pick on one in particular. Where did he go? Yeah, Brennan's here. I see Brennan. Zach. Brennan and Zach. I was going to pick on you two guys. All right. So I pick on Brennan and Zach because you guys both work in manufacturing now, right? Okay. So my role. What was the thing that I did that caused a problem?
Give them the right tools to start with.
Say that again, Brennan.
You assigned the work too early.
I assigned the work too early.
You were
Yep.
focusing on trying to get all the tasks done at once instead of focusing on one, right? So you move from one to go to the next and leave that person in the dust going, what do? I don't know how to start.
Okay. So you think about what was happening there. I made Jill wait. There was wait time for her. Okay. Then I made Mike and Kim wait. And I made Kevin wait. So in my role in all of this, I caused a problem because maybe I was too controlling. Maybe I had to be too much of the guy over here with the checklist and say, okay, I got you on step 1, but you can't go to step 2 until I've gone checked everybody else and come back and check you again. So that could be a weakness of this particular trait here. Okay? All right. Yes. Zach.
You're also the one equipping them with the tools. So if you are not equipping them with the right tools, then they're not going to get the job done effectively.
Okay, so what Zach said was I'm the one equipping them with the tools. If I don't give them the right tools, they're not going to get the job done effectively. All right. So, all right. This is kind of my summary of tool time, and then I'm going to stop right there. I had another section we were going to get to, but we won't get there today. First of all, in these examples, there were no bad tools. So parallel that with this over here, there are no bad traits. Okay? It's important to identify the appropriate tool for the task. Channel locks might not be the best thing for tightening up lug nuts. Okay? Got to have the right tool for the job. Oftentimes, multiple tools have different functions. And we'll take our knife for a minute. That knife can do a lot of different things. It's a very universal tool versus the juice squeezer. The juice squeezer really only does one thing well. Okay? Does that mean the juice squeezer is a poor tool? No, not at all. It just means that it is very specialized in its task, and when you give it that task, it's the right tool for the job. Now, you were talking, this goes back to what you were saying, David. If all you've got is a hammer, okay, and that's your only talent, everything looks like a nail, all right? You want to fix everything by pounding on it, all right? And that might not be the best thing to do. So if you've only got the one talent, make sure that you pick to use it on the right thing, okay? And that doesn't mean that that one talent is weaker than the rest. As we've kind of talked about a couple times this morning, the best approach may have been to stop and think about the task and decide what tools I needed before we even started in order to get the job done, and add to the tools that I have in order, if I need it. This is the one that I think is very subtle and maybe the most important. I had a whole bag full of tools, right? If I had left those tools in the bag, nothing would have gotten done. None of the work would get done. So think about that with your talents. If you leave your talents in the bag, work doesn't get done. And that clock shows 10:20, so we're going to quit right there. Thank you very much.